I'm Chenea Schacher for DevilsDigest.com, here with publisher Rabino. After the Sun Devils' really impressive and fun game to watch, 78-60 win over the Cal-Bears. Now, the first half really didn't start out, wasn't very impressive. I mean, they really struggled. The field goal percentage was 33%. The seniors, it was their senior night. I'm not sure if it was just the pressure of having a senior night and having to focus after the opening and coming out with their friends and family, and they even said that themselves. But so, is that something that really plays a role?
I really think it did play a role because the representative after the game did downplay that, and it said, look, it does come down to putting the ball in the basket. And obviously ASU did a much better job in the second half compared to the first half. But yeah, I mean, I think some of that pressure is probably maybe sitting in the back of your mind, maybe not admitting that it played a role. But give credit to Arizona State that they went ahead and ended the first half on a nice run, went ahead and began the second half on a great run. So whatever emotions they have had at the beginning of the game, they were able to go and put them aside pretty quickly.
Definitely, and I mean, in the first half, their three-point percentage was better than their field goal, and then also, I really think that their free throws definitely saved them in the first half, but the second half, completely different story. I don't know exactly what went on at halftime, but either somebody said something, or they really started to realize this is the last time we're going to play at home on this court with these seniors. And, you know, Jermaine Marshall, he came out, nailed that three to start, and the complete energy was completely different.
Yeah, I think maybe the emotions of senior night that may have hampered them in the first half maybe worked, like you said, at halftime, realizing, okay, guys, this is the last 20 minutes ever at Wells Fargo Arena. Let's go ahead and make them count. And shooting 69% in the second half, you can talk about schemes, you can talk about personnel, but at the end of the day, basketball is a game of putting the ball in the hoop. And Arizona State did a great job of that. They shot over 80% for long stretches of the second half. And not that Cal shot poorly, they shot around 50% in the second half. But obviously didn't have an answer when you have such a hot team like Arizona State. This is a team that lost only one game at home to Washington back in January. I'm not going to say they're a bad team on the road, but at home, they really almost look invincible really all season long. And today what you saw was just another example of that. Almost a completely different team that we saw in the first half. And I don't know if they can really do that on the road like they did at home, but lucky for them, this game was their last home game, and they're able to go ahead and really come up big time in the second half. So great production by Marshall, 22 points. Jonathan Gilling, 15 points, had 11 in the second half. Shaq McKissick not only had a Sports Center top 10 dunk tonight, but scored 10 points. A great effort from a lot of players tonight. Again, much more in the second half than it was in the first half.
Definitely, and the second half, if you guys didn't see it, it was definitely a show. McKissick, like you said, had that sick dunk. I can't even describe it, but so did Jermaine Marshall, and Bo Barnes got in there, got that steal and set it off, and so the crowd really got on their feet multiple times tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and really for good reason. You just saw the hustle. I mean, I tweeted out earlier, I've never seen any game this year where I saw so many ASU players dive for loose balls. And obviously Bo Barnes is really always leading the charge in that category. But you saw Eric Jacobson, you saw Shaq McKissick, Jermaine Marshall, just a lot of hustle. And again, maybe it's that sense of urgency. It's our last home game ever in ASU uniform. Let's go ahead and make it count. So I think you see that hustle just really contagious all throughout the team. And Cal is one of the better teams in the Pac-12 conference. You look at the standings; they're right up there.
Yeah.
So Arizona State really had to go to bring their best against Cal again. Didn't do so much in the first half. The second half just a different time of effort. Again, better shooting, better effort, rebounding. ASU is a school that notoriously does come in the short end of rebounding. Was actually able to edge Cal in that category. Only had 6 turnovers the entire game. I mean, really, just look at the stat sheet up and down. Arizona State probably played as close as perfect to a game that you'd expect a team to play.
Yeah, definitely. In second half, you know, if we're not going to attribute that difference in playing to, hey, this is our last game, definitely the offense moved the ball a lot more as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's something that was really evident also at the game against Stanford on Wednesday. A lot of ball movement, maybe sometimes moving the ball just a little too much, but in the end, when you go and shoot the percentages that Arizona State's shooting, you really can't complain about that aspect of the game. And even Jaheim Carson said after the game that when they had those 2 horrible losses against Colorado and against Utah, where they shot 30% or just around it in each contest, the offense was stagnant. So when you go to move the ball against Cal and against Stanford last Wednesday, well, the results are right there. I think also playing at home, you just feel a little more confident than you are sometimes on the road. But yes, ball movement is definitely a huge aspect of Arizona State. Has won the last 2 games.
And then also they took away Cobb. Like Cobb was trying to hit the hoop for Cal, and that was also taken away. So adjustments that they made at half, if it wasn't just energy and somebody really getting, you know, amped up to play, it
one more important thing. Arizona State, like you said, 10 conference wins are sure to have a winning Pac-12 record. That's another aspect that is going to help them going to get the NCAA tournament. Right now, I think for Arizona State, it's more about finishing in the top 4 in the Pac-12 so they can go and avoid that Wednesday game in the Pac-12 tournament and just play Thursday and hopefully Friday, Saturday after that. So Arizona State right now is looking really good with his postseason aspirations, both as far as Pac-12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. This is really a year that Arizona folks expected Arizona State to go and get over the hump. And I think it started with very tough non-conference scheduling, which is obviously reflective in the number 30 RPI, which again is probably going to go up even more after tonight. And really just the play of just people like Jahi Carson, Jermaine Marshall, Jonah Brzezinski, Shaq McKissick, Jonathan Gilling at points, Bo Barnes coming on really strong towards the end of the season. All those things really helped Arizona State to have one of the better seasons in recent history for this program.
Definitely. Now, the one thing that we did hear tonight that was definitely affirmed was Jahi Carson will not be returning next year. So that's quite a loss for the team, as well as losing Marshall and McKissick and Brzezinski.
Yeah, I mean, with Carson, it's just a matter of, maybe really just stating what everybody knew was going to be out there. On Wednesday, he just made a curious statement, say that I had 2 more years to think about if I wanted to go ahead and leave or not. But he went ahead and put that to rest today. Herb Zendik confirmed that after the game. So yes, Carson's going to be another loss with the players that you mentioned, Brzezinski and Marshall. McKissick actually is appealing to get 1 more year of eligibility, so we might know maybe in the next 4 or 5 weeks to see that appeal did come through. I think it would be a huge addition to go ahead and come back for Arizona State for another more year.
They could use more dunks like that.
Absolutely.
Coach said he was working with him in practice on that, so that could be something that next year if he comes back.
Yeah, the way Herb Zendik is coaching McKissick with his dunks, I mean, definitely want to see what another year of that coaching can go ahead and bring. And even a guy like Bo Barnes, who hasn't exhausted his eligibility, is not. It's unclear whether he will play for ASU next year or not. But if he does come back, that's another addition, maybe an unexpected addition to the team. So you're losing some major pieces this year, but I think the players and the coaches like to go and enjoy this year as it's still going on. And I think there's a lot of good things coming up for Arizona State in the next few weeks.
Definitely. Well, we'll be looking forward to the next couple games against Oregon and Oregon State. I'm Schacher for DevilsDigest.com with publisher Rabino.